Here we go, Big Buck Night. This is a show that we look forward to. We have weird racks, we have tall racks, we have wide racks, we have all kinds, and that's how we're going to group them. We'll also have all the counties represented we can find. So please, stay tuned. Tonight's Big Buck Night is being brought to you by Pilgrims Village, Cadillac Tire, Widener Ford, Heritage Equipment, Owen Soft Water, and Coyle's Restaurant. How'd you get this thing mounted so fast?
I shot it on the 5th of October, took it into the taxidermist DNS, and he said, I'll get right to it.
And
I knew I was coming to see you, and he sure did.
Oh, you knew that in October?
Yeah, I was confident.
Yeah, I guess. Osceola County's a big buck. There it is, Daniel Montague. Larry Fee from Farmington Hills was hunting up in Benzie County, not a county noted for a lot of big bucks. But you're pretty proud of this one, huh, Larry?
Yes, I am.
Why?
15 years to get this guy. First buck.
First buck. Well, it's an 8-point. It qualifies with an 18-inch spread. And this rack, of course, it isn't real massive.
No.
But it's wide enough to get you on Big Buck Night. From Presque County, this buck has some characteristics. One of the things, it's dark, very dark rack. Ralph Stedman from Akiak, you got this the 18th of November.
Of November. It's a swamp buck.
Boy, it sure is. These swamp bucks have long tines, dark racks. It's only a 7-point.
Only a 7-point, yep.
There's plenty of room to grow additional tines there, though. 10.5-inch tines, 20 inches wide. That's the biggest one we could find from Presque County. Jerry Masiak from Novi got this buck. I mean, look at it. It's a beautiful 10-point rack. Of course, it has 5 points on this side, which are classic, 4 on this side, but he picked up the 10th right down there, John. That little weird sticker coming out of there. So the traditional scoring systems would knock you apart on deductions, right?
It sure would. Yeah.
But we don't. We give you all the credit there. So you were hunting the TV. Sean Burke from Holland got 2 bucks this year from Allegan County, the one on the left there. That one, that's your bow kill?
You bet.
And that qualified how?
It qualified on the spread. It came in at 18 inches.
And what about this big bruiser here?
This one here qualified on number of points and tine length.
Tine length, yeah. Boy, you got big brow tines there, and also 11-inch tines. Sean Burke got that in Allegan County, both of those. Awesome. Hard to figure out which rack is actually bigger. On the left, James Doobie Sr. from Montrose has a 10-pointer, 18-inch spread, 9-inch tines. Then on the right, we have David Briggs from Fife Lake with 9 points, 19-inch spread, and a little over 10-inch tines. Very similar racks. Mathematically, you got a problem here. But which one of you think has a bigger rack?
Oh, I'm sure I do.
You do? Well, I don't know. Tines are taller and a little wider on the other one. It's a crazy thing, but both of these came from Kalkaska County. I love this, the Battle of the Ingham County Bucks. On this side right here, we have Alex Moore. He's from Lansing. He got a buck that has 12 points. You think, well, 12 points, that's got to beat out this guy over here, Kerry Van Dyke. He's from Leslie, and he got one that only has 9 points. But you got to look at the width. 22.5 inches here. You got a piddly 18 inches here. You know that?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we have 10-inch tines here and 8.5-inch tines on yours. But you got to admit, when you look at it, all these points and the mass of this rack, that's pretty impressive. And he has a massive rack too, but you just don't have the points there, Kerry.
I know it. Maybe next year.
I don't know. So which one of you has a bigger one?
I think he's
I
got
do.
me beat by a little bit there.
Oh, so you're not giving credit to the points? Oh, come on, fight for it. Fight for it, Alex. Kevin Papuga from Highland, hunting Oakland County. Man, this rack is in a class by itself. You have, how many points?
15 points.
Now, I want to know how you count them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
4,
4, 5, 6.
6.
Okay, so we got 9 on this side that we got to pick up, right?
Yep.
You count both of
7.
those little
Yep.
stickers?
Yep.
7, 8, 9. Now let's start here. 10, 11, 12, 13.
14, 15. And
Well, which one got knocked out?
this one got knocked out.
Oh, that one?
Yep.
Oh, you got a 16 point there.
I'd have to
I mean,
say.
you split that thing down like that.
Right.
This is an unusual rack, very unusual. You ever see anything like this in the woods when you're hunting?
2 years I've been hunting this buck.
Man.
And finally paid off.
What is it all about anyway? Mike Vance, points, spread, tines,
Being out there.
being out
I'd say.
there.
Yeah.
That's not the right answer. The right answer is multiple beams.
Yeah, goofy.
Goofy. Look at this. You have an actual beam right there and a second beam coming up there. That's hard to figure what happened on that. That's very strange. Were you satisfied with this?
Oh, I was overjoyed with this deer.
I think it's going to make
Thrilled
a
to
cool,
death.
cool mount.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I
thank
can't
you,
wait.
Mike.
Can't
An
wait to see him.
Oakland County buck.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. We have coming up here a guy who was on the show 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
Oh, with a big buck?
12 point.
12 point. What do you got now? Another 12 point. Well, you're in a rut, except now you've added another beam. Look at this. Right there. A second beam. I guess you'd call it a beam, or is that a split tine?
I don't know, it's multiple beams, there's like 3 beams right there.
That is wild. You got this in
like
Branch County.
Branch County.
Jamie Collard. I remember that name. 18 years old. Now you're 28.
29.
29. I'm going to be retired. in
31 bucks.
I'm going to be retired in 10 years, but I hope to see you back. Okay, thank you. Earl Long from Holt got this on opening day, but you a little slow to get it to the taxidermist, aren't you?
Yeah. He's waiting on it.
Look at this. Again, a double beam. What do you do with this in a scoring system?
I have no idea.
Or do you
I
care?
don't know. I don't really care. It was a nice rack.
It is a nice rack. I think that'd be thrilling to get a buck like that. Very unusual. You got it in Clare County.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Earl.
Thank you.
Now we have, coming up here, Dan Frizzell. Have you been on the show before?
No.
Oh, because there's been a Frizzell, I know that. You got this with a bow, 11-point, Eaton County.
Yep.
Let's see, that has a split tine there. Otherwise, relatively symmetrical.
Pretty much.
And what about that one?
I brought this to fend off all them big ones back here. Did you see
Oh.
the size of them?
I know, it's going to be great. Thanks a lot, Dan. Now we have Randy Spontak.
Yes.
Well, Randy, you're from Westland, and you got this where?
I guess it's Calhoun County.
Clinton?
Calhoun.
Oh, Calhoun.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. Double brow tines. And we're going to get into some racks with that, but there's a lot of mass on that rack. And what's this one?
This is my first one I got opening day. I got this the other one second day.
Really? That's broken off there?
Yeah.
We're going to have a little category on that, too. Well, thank you, Randy. That's awesome. Calhoun County. And what do you have here, Elwyn?
12 point.
Elwyn
Shot.
Beard. Now, see, this is a small 12-point, but you got 3 points coming off of that brow tine there.
Yeah, I was real happy with it.
Now, this isn't symmetrical, though.
I don't think so.
Well, do you care?
It's mine.
It's yours. Absolutely right. Let's take a look.
How big was yours?
Don't even worry about that. Let's take a look at some racks that are symmetrical. County, across the bridge, Pat Obishaw from Melanson got this. Pat, this is just about a perfect a scoring rack for symmetry, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is perfect.
Well, it's perfect, but we can look at some little imperfections. Look at the way we have this little twist in there. This is wild, and on this side, it's almost a tendency towards palmation. You look at these real close, and it's really an interesting rack. The Gore people would say this has 7 points on this side, so it's probably a 14-pointer. But if you count it a different way and you actually count all the points and make sure each point is counted, we only have 4 points on this side. So that's a lopsided rack. David Porter from Flint, you were hunting up in Roscommon County.
Yes, it was. Opening day, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Boy, this is neat. Look at the way that one comes out there. Just snuck them in. And you got what is a pretty darn typical rack, huh, Marv?
Oh, this is a great one. I got lucky, got a chance. My dad always said you're going to get one good shot, and you better make the best of it, and I was lucky.
You did. You got an 8-point, 20-inch spread. That's a beautiful rack. Well, this 8-point from Oakland County doesn't have the mass on it like some of the others that we'll see, but 21-inch spread, and it has 10-inch tines. Benjamin Wancourt from Sterling Heights, you got this?
Yeah. No one's even seen this one out there.
And they never will.
No.
They have to come to your wall
Yep.
at home and watch. Look at that. Oakland County 8-pointer, but look at the size of it. Jason Stang from Twining got this. Wow, that's a nice one, Jason. You got this with the bow.
Yep.
And this from Aranac County. We don't really get a lot of big bucks, but this has forked tines. It's just a all-around nice buck. Whoa. It's a 10-point. But the symmetry on this, Bill, is really weird in that, can you see that, John, how that tine curves out that direction and up on the tip, and the other one on the other side does the same thing. That is really something. And it's sort of, well, it's not really palmated, but boy, it's a heavy, heavy beam in there. Whoa, you ever seen a buck like this up there?
It was one with you was bigger, actually.
Oh, you're saving that for next year?
Next year.
Rich Susak from Belleville got an opening morning buck in Berry County. Boy, that's a white antlers. Now, color is something that isn't really taken into account in any scoring system, but it's a real symmetrical 10-point, 19 and 5/8 spread. Look at the end of this one. John, I wonder what was going on there, if it was trying to grow another point. So what's so cool about this rack here, Rich?
It's mine.
Some people like them symmetrical, but Wayne Stein, you're from Vermontville.
Yes.
You pretty happy with this goofy thing?
Oh, yeah.
The drop tines, I think, are cool. There seems to be Southern Michigan has a few of them here that we've seen this year. This is a massive rack, though. What do you got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side?
Mm-hmm.
And the drop tine, that's a deduction in some scoring systems, isn't it?
Yeah. Typical, it wouldn't score probably very well.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's a dandy. You got that from Eaton County.
Yes.
Congratulations, Wayne. Now you want to see another drop tine here. This is, God, I love this. I love that. That has some character to it. Look at that squiggle. This is Kevin Farrell from Corunna. What county did you get this in?
Shiawassee County.
What do you figure? Did people tell you it was like an auto accident or something? Or?
That's what a lot of people have said.
Man, that's neat,
but
though.
Don't really know.
Chances of getting another one with that kind of character? I don't know.
Very slim.
Way to go, Kev. And check out this one. Well, you're trying to claim, well, you could almost call that a drop tine back here.
Sticker.
A sticker.
Yep.
Okay, Dan
Yeah.
Terhorst from Grand Rapids. Now, this is the biggest drop tine that we have here this evening, and who knows how big that one would be.
Yeah, it's too bad, but you get what you get.
You get what you get, and you got that from Kent County. 25.5-inch spread.
Yep, that'll
Way
go.
to go. Congratulations. Now, we're going to go to racks that aren't really weird. They're wide. How in the world do you think you can get on Big Buck Night with a 6-point?
I don't know. I just got lucky somehow. I think the spread got me in.
The spread did a little over 18 inches from side to side there.
Yep.
And you kind of don't notice the points when you got one
No,
that
you
big.
don't. I saw him from behind. He was running on a dead run, and I thought he was a lot bigger than a 6-point.
Now, Dave, you were hunting, what, was that the 24th of September?
Yep, 24th.
Wow, that's just a 6-point, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep, it's just 6-point.
So how would that possibly qualify here?
I had a 20-inch spread.
Yes, indeed. That's a wide spread on that buck. What do you tell them, Ted Roski, when they ask you how big a buck did you get?
I go almost about a 22-inch spread.
So you don't emphasize the fact that it's 7 points.
Yeah, I say it's a 7-point. It's a nice rack. You know, we normally don't get big bucks up in our area that big, you know, on the wide spread, you know.
Oh yeah, but boy, this
So-
is a wide one, 22 inches. Ted Roski from Peck got this, Sanilac County. How could anybody get on Big Buck Night with 5-inch tines? Come on, Gene Mosier, hunting up in McBain.
Yep.
5-inch tines, that 9-point. Well, that doesn't even make our 10-point minimum. But what did you do on spread?
22 1/4 outside.
Wow. This is kind of the, Rampola buck from Osceola County?
Yeah, it's one of his offspring.
I see. Here was an early season trophy from the youth hunt on September 23rd. Shane Kimmen, 14 years old, from Columbus Township, got this in St. Clair County. That's a nice buck. How many points we got there, Shane?
9-point,
Wow, and the spread?
22.5-inch.
Yeah, this is in the wide spread category. That's a great buck. We're talking wide here. This is a 23-incher, bumped up in the scoring. Tim Hayes was able to give you a little more. You got 23 inches there. An 11-point, Lou Coprolsis from Matawan. Got to stand in Kalamazoo County.
Correct. Just a little wider than the one last year.
What was your one last year?
18.5.
Oh,
Just a little 9-point.
little 9-point. Yeah, this is a little 11. Well, Dave Schumann from Utica has a rack that 11 points. I mean,
Well, I like to call it a 12.
Oh, a 12?
Yeah.
Well, I'll
If
tell you
you
what,
count that, it's a 12.
we'll call that a 12. But its outstanding characteristic is a 21.5 inches wide. Big wide rack. You got that up in Lapeer County?
Yes, I did.
Tong Yang from Lansing got this buck from Gratiot County on opening day. It's a 12-pointer. But now, look at the points here, John. We've got a split tine right there and then one coming off there. But it's a wide rack, 21 inches. You got this with a rifle?
Yes, 270 Browning.
How many years you been hunting?
Oh, probably close to 15 years.
Whoa.
And this is my first big one.
Outstanding.
My heart is pounding when I see it. And my leg was just shaking like Elvis. I had to hold the rifle at the same time and put the elbow so my leg's not moving like Elvis.
Another wide rack here, a 23-inch even.
Yep, 23 even.
This is Calby Garrison from Onstead. What county did you get this in?
Lenawee County.
Man, that is something else. It's a heavy white rack, big brow tines. We got a category coming up for brow tines, but you're in the wide category with that 23-incher. Coming up here, we got Mike Hamilton from Albion. Got this in Calhoun County, 23 and what?
5/8.
Wow, that is something else. That was impressive coming through the woods, eh?
Oh, most definitely.
Almost 10-inch tines down in Calhoun County, and you got this, October 31st with a bow.
Halloween night.
Oh, well, happy Halloween. Trick or treat. Jerry Taylor from Ypsilanti. Let's see, yours is 23 even.
23 inches spread.
And what county?
Washtenaw County.
I tell you, that county is putting out so many big bucks. And this also has very prominent brow tines. That could almost go in our brow tine category.
You got him on the 10th day of the season.
Wow, that is something else. So Jerry Taylor from Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County. We're going to have to take a break now, but we're going to be coming back with more wide racks. Not that yours isn't wide. Here we are, back again with the wide racks, picking up where we left off. T.J. Richardson, East Lansing. How old are you?
15.
15, and you have a rack that is how wide?
23 and 7/8.
Wow, that is massive. Did you get this gun hunting?
Yep, the 18th.
18th of November in Clinton County.
Yep.
Look at that baby, wide rack. Come on up here, Brent Benson. Get up here and get right behind him so we can keep this parade going. How wide is this one?
24 and a half.
24, 2 feet wide. Brent Benson from Caliva.
Caliva, yeah.
Caliva, up in Manistee County. That's where you got this, a 10-pointer.
No, 8-point.
An 8-point, yeah,
Yep.
10-inch tines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, awesome. Thank you, Brent. God, we love to look at these wide racks. How wide do we have here?
25 3/4.
25. Look at this rack. Man, you got split tines. You got the little hole in the rack. We're going to look at some bucks with that. You got brow tines, Dennis Albrecht from Eaton Rapids, a Jackson County buck. Super. And is this the widest one?
He had the widest one.
He
Mine's
had?
25 and 3/8.
Well, it almost looks wider. Get it right up there to that wide-angle lens there. William Russo from Saginaw. Got this up in Saginaw County. Look at the brow tines on that baby. Well, congratulations. That's the widest one you'll probably ever get. Yeah. Now we have here a rack. This has big brow tines.
Yes.
It is sort of a tall rack. That's what we're kind of looking for. You got this in Allegan County?
Yes.
Rick Smith from Hamilton. It's an 11-pointer. Look at that massive Allegan County rack. Thank you, Rick. Come on here, Al. You guys get right up here. Now this is, look at the height on this. Can you dig that? That is a tall rack, Al.
Yeah, it is.
Al Gillum.
Yes, sir.
And this is a 12-point. But, you know, none of the scoring systems I know of recognize the tallness of a rack.
That's right.
But we do.
That's right.
And all we can say is it's tall and we love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al. Al is from Durand and from Teconcha, York Inman, Calhoun County, and that's a tall rack, too. It's helped out by the tall tines. Wow, wonder what this color's all about.
Shumac. I've been rubbing on Shumac.
Really? That is interesting. That's another thing they never do in scoring system is judge the color. But that's a beautiful rack. York Inman from Calhoun County. Now we have a Houghton County buck. This also is a tall one. Boy, that rack stands right up on the head of the buck, eh? You're Jeff Plute from Prudenville.
Yep.
You didn't want to hunt Roscommon County, huh?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And that is a wide rack, but it's also very tall, an 8-pointer. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go into the tall racks and the heavy beamed racks. So let's take a look at them. Now this is a really cool rack from a couple different perspectives. Kelly Mahoney from Birch Run, you're hunting Genesee County?
Yes, sir.
Now one thing I notice about it is that it's a tall rack. Even though the longest tine is 9 inches, the way the beam comes up, it's really very tall.
Right.
So that's cool. Another thing that you have going here is the mass on it. You know, sort of almost a palmation in there. Boy, that's a thick beam. You know, mathematically, it sounds pretty straightforward. A 10-point, 20-inch spread, 9-inch tines, but look at the mass on that rack. This is a real heavy one, Jamie.
Yes, it is. It's
On both sides here.
on both sides.
And this, the end of the beam here, that's flat as well. You know, it's hard to get credit for that in scoring, but that's an impressive buck. Oh, this is a heavy rack. I mean, you can see the mass on this. Also, it has forked brow tine there, which is a little different, but I think the overall characteristic is this is really heavy. This is a 12-pointer, 22-inch spread from Saginaw County, Don Donahue. The unusual thing about this rack, well, there's several unusual things. I'd say this split tine up here. That's sort of like a mule deer. And then we have over here, we have a split brow tine. And the mass of the rack is quite heavy. So, oh yeah, look at that side. Isn't that cool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points right there. That's outstanding. Somebody told Mark Mansfield, he's from Grant hunting Montcalm County, that there weren't any moose in Montcalm County. That's not true, is it, Mark?
I guess
Look
not.
at this baby. Wow, the palmation on that rack, that is something else. This must be pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's fairly heavy.
How
Heavier
much
than
is-
anything I've ever
How much
shot.
does it weigh?
I don't know.
Why don't people weigh them?
I don't know.
Oh, but you'd win the contest there, I think. Come darn close. This is a 9-point, 22-inch spread, 10 3/4-inch tines, but you gotta love the palmated rack. And look at that. What'd you just say?
Can't compete with the men here.
You can't compete with the men.
Well.
You saw Mark's rack, which he also got from Montcalm County.
Right.
Yours is bigger.
Right. That's true.
He only got a 9-point.
Yeah.
How many
More
points do you
points.
have here?
I call it 11.
There's 5 there. Oh, you're counting those 2. Well, I certainly would. You got 2 points more than Mark.
Exactly.
I think that's great. How long you been hunting, Jody?
5 years.
5 years. And how many bucks?
Very first one.
Well, congratulations. Jody Weaver from Vesterberg got this from Montcalm County. 11 points. 2 points more than
Exactly.
Mark. You know, a rack does not have to be huge to be impressive, does it?
No, not in this case.
Not in this case. Matt Eaton from White Cloud got this in Newaygo County. Now, that's a small rack, but that's one heavy bugger, isn't it? Man, look at that. I think that is really cool. You think that's cool? Or is it a
Yeah.
scrub buck?
I'm a little partial to it.
Good, good. Matt Eaton from Newaygo County. That's a great one, a heavy beamed rack. Here's another one. Oh, man, look at this. I love it. That's a symmetrical, I don't know what.
I like it.
That is so cool.
I'm real happy with it.
And that, you know, that's worth the price of admission right there. Dave
Kazinowick.
Yep. From Hazel Park got that in Iosco County. Now, 12-pointer, but hey, that's the ball game. That is neat. Thanks for sharing that, Dave. Now, what do you have here, Nick?
Well, it's 11-pointer. It was a cabin 12-point, but technically it only measured up for 11.
11, but that's a nice symmetrical rack. The brow, but this is from Alpena County.
Yes.
That's a significance.
Not a lot of big deer from there.
No, there aren't, but you got an 11-pointer. Thank Nick Giorgio.
Giorgio, yes.
Giorgio from Grosse Pointe Shores. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now look at this. His taxidermist got this done already. Yeah. Phil Smith from Jackson got this buck, and of course the interesting thing is the heaviness of the. Look at that! Whoa! Hello, that is awesome.
All kinds of fun
Split
stuff.
brow tines, curls and squiggles. You gotta love it.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty stoked seeing him come through the woods.
Stoked. I haven't heard that in a long time. Phil Smith, way to go. That's a stoking buck.
Yeah.
Now come on up here. This is another heavy one. Jeff Kuyers?
Kyers.
Kyers from Holland got this in Ottawa County. This is the epitome of a heavy rack. Wow! Wonder how much this weighs. These guys don't weigh their racks.
Nope, I don't.
Yeah, look at these. Now, we do have a category coming up on the brow tines, and this is a colossal one for brow tines. Why don't we take a look at some bucks that major in brow tines, like yours. 8-point, 20-inch spread, 7-inch tines. Nice rack. But you know the thing I like about this? John, if you measured the distance between the tip of this beam and the last tine, now who gives credit for that?
Nobody.
Huh? That may be the longest, we don't know.
No brow tines either.
No brow tines. Isn't that strange? Look at these brow tines. Now that's weird the way they're both almost like they were ground off. That's something. I don't know if they would have gotten longer. You know, you never know on some of these racks. But a dark rack from Chippewa County, 10-point, 20-inch spread, that's awesome, man. But these are big brow tines, and this is kind of flat, as brow tines sometimes are. And flat right there. This is Dan Schmitz from Ionia. What are you coming over here in our county for?
Well, my hunting buddy Ken Felposh asked me to keep an eye on his place while he was in the UP.
And he's very pleased that you you got this buck.
Yeah.
Jan Hutchins from Dexter got this one. Look at the brow tines. These are big babies. Big, thick brow tines. This one is split a little bit. Of course, we have a rack that's all semi-palmated there. 10-point. 20-inch spread. You said you've been waiting a long time to get on their show?
A long time. My dad was here in 91, and I told him I'd make it one of these days. So.
Now, this is kind of neat. Of course, the brow tines are the unusual thing about this. They're really long, and this one is split a little bit. They give you these points, Tom?
No.
You tried, though, didn't you?
I tried. We call it a 13.
A 13, but an official 11-point. That's from Kalamazoo County, Tom McCrory. Fred Church from Goodrich got this in Oakland County. But unusual thing, split brow tines. Both brow tines are split. It's a heavy rack. Massive beams on this.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. That is something else. And the tine length, oh, you're almost with 10-inch tine right there. That's outstanding. Randy Robinson from Gaines got this hunting Shiawassee County. But these brow tines, these are neat. I mean, unique in that they both fork the same way. Curl out there a little bit. That is really cool. That's a massive rack and very white. What's that all about?
I have no idea. Couldn't believe it.
And you don't care either, do you?
No, I don't. As long as it's on my wall here in a little bit.
Now, this is an interesting rack. It has 11 points, 22 and a quarter-inch spread. But the neat thing about it, I think, is this brow tine right there. See, that split, it actually bifurcates into 3 points off of that brow tine. This is a normal brow tine over here, John. That's really wild. This is pretty big for Crawford County, Pete.
Yeah, for as heavily hunted as it is, you know, when he stepped out, I knew it wasn't your everyday buck, as they said.
Here's one of the bucks with the big brow tines. These are big, heavy brow tines. Of course, I don't think this buck could stab anything with it because of the other tines here. 10.5 inches long. That's huge. And then, of course, this tine here is forked like a mule deer, and it's a heavy rack. This is Casey Hathaway from Freeland. Got this Saginaw County, huh? We have some more tall brow tines. Rick Foster, what did you just tell me?
So my name's Rick.
I know, no. You said about wait till the end?
Wait till then, there's some big bucks out there.
Oh,
really
bucks.
is.
Yeah, but look at yours. You know, now this brings up something. Nobody scores that distance there.
No, I'm glad they don't.
Why? That's cool. I mean, it's not very many racks close like
No.
that. But you got big, tall brow tines. Eaton County buck, 8-pointer with 10.5-inch tines. Outstanding.
Thanks,
Thank you, Rick.
Hey, Fred.
And this is Scott Nichols from Grand Rapids. Got this in Kent County, 11-point. Oh, look at these brow tines.
Not bad for my first deer, huh?
Oh, your first deer. You kidding me?
Very first one.
You son of a gun. That is great. Kent County.
On a borrowed bow.
11-point, 22-inch spread. Thank you, Scott. And we have, what do we got? Brow tines here. Nice
Brow tines.
mount.
10 and an eighth on G4s.
22 and a half inch spread. Wow, from Genesee County.
45 years of hunting, the biggest one I've ever seen.
Awesome. Jonathan Sumner from Davison. Oh, that's great. Great. Let's see what county we have coming up here. Van Buren.
Uh-oh.
Well, We have Bradley Page from Goebbels.
Yep.
Check out the mass on this rack. And how tall are the tines?
Got a 12-inch tine.
Something else. Van Buren County. I think you're the only one that we got from Van Buren County.
Really?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Brad. And we have Tom Wilkinson from Howell.
How you doing?
Oh, this is neat. Little curvature in there. Brow tines aren't real big, but this tine, what do we got?
12 inches.
Wow, a foot long. That is awesome. Don't you love to look at these tall tined racks? Great, thank you. Tom Wilkinson. And we have coming up here, Delmer Gray from Quincy. And you got this in Branch County. Oh, what is it, a 6-point?
No, it's mainframe 6 with a crab claw 7.
A crab claw? Where's a crab claw?
Right up on the front of the main beam right
Oh,
there.
up here. Crab claw. Hey, I didn't know that's what they called that, but that's neat. And how long is the longest tine?
13 3/8.
13. Wow. That's awesome. And that's from Branch County, Delmer Gray from Quincy. Thank you. And we have finally up here with the longest tines we could find, Mark Montgomery from Charlotte. What do we got for a length there?
15 3/8.
And which one?
Right here.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
That, you know, that almost qualifies as a second beam.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Phew. I just don't know what to say. You know, there's just looking at these is a thrill. Well, that stuff comes out of there.
Mhm.
It's going to make a beautiful mount.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mark. Now we're going to take a look at some racks that, trust me, nobody ever talks about in a category. But these are racks with holes in them. Check them out. It's an 8-point, but a 22-inch spread, tines 10 1/4 inches long. That's a massive one. And this also, it has not really a deep hole, but it has that same little weird thing that we see on some of the racks. That's pretty cool. You got that opening morning, huh?
Yep. About 10:30.
It's 11 points, 18-inch spread, but man, look at the points. You have a real menagerie here of things, Tom. They probably didn't give you credit for that one.
Well, I figure if you can put a ring on it, it should count, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. Go ahead, change the system after we've counted the points. And this one here hangs down. That's a type of thing that usually comes off of the brow, that little sticker, or the burr. And then we have, looking right down there, John, the proverbial hole. It looks like there was some velvet in there even that didn't get rubbed out. That is very, very weird. Of course, it has 13 points. You can count the one sticking up, but here's this little tiny little sticker coming right out the side there. But there's a lot of mass to that rack as well. But boy, that sure is unusual, the way these tines split. And you say what's weird about this?
Well, there's a couple of small holes in various places here.
Where are they?
One is right
Oh,
there.
right there. Right it through that. That's weird. And you say you have another one?
And the other one is over here.
Oh, right
someplace.
down
in
there.
the notch, yes, right.
Now that is strange. This is actually a whale of a rack here that Henry Jewell from Jackson got in Jackson County. How many points, Henry?
They said 15. I counted him 16.
Oh, you counted 60. You counted that one. But we have a sticker point
Yeah.
off of the burr there, a split brow tine here, and more points on this side, I think, than one more than on the other side. Yep, we got an extra one on here. Well, that's outstanding.
He's got a hole in his rack.
And a hole in the rack. You know, we're going to have to start a category for racks with holes in them. Here's a Montmorency County buck that almost came up short on points. A 10-pointer, but check this out, John. That tine was broken off. What's the scoop on that, Todd?
Well, I imagine he busted that off in a brawl. He probably didn't lose too many fights.
I guess. But it was still long enough to count as a point. There we got a 10-pointer with a 16.5-inch spread, but the tines, just got some long tines here, 10.5 inches. Todd Patterson from Williamsburg got this up in Montmorency County. What makes this rack different, Tom?
I finally got a big one.
Okay. To you got a big one. I tell you, when I look at this, here's a strange little thing on a tine. Has like a little joint in there almost. I don't know what that's all about, if that was maybe an injury or something and then it grew out later. We have the proverbial hole down there that people have theories as to what causes that, maybe an insect or something, but I think you might get the award for the darkest rack. Look at that, a swamp buck?
No, not really hardwoods.
Hardwood, wow, that is neat. This is really unusual. Right in here at the base, it almost looks like it was injured or something and then or it was spliced. Did you cobble this rack together?
No, not at all, not at all.
No, sure didn't. Taxidermist said that it was probably broke during the velvet.
And then continued
growing.
That is very unusual. Of course, there's no scoring system that gives credit for any of that type of thing, but it's really interesting. The antler was shot off.
Yeah, I didn't do it, but
So the antler was shot off before you got it.
Yeah.
On the 19th of the 4th day of the season. Well, it has that split tine there, and it has
got a big hole.
And a big hole. Where's that big hole? Oh, it has several. Yeah, right down in there, and then there's a hole there. And then it has this unusual thing here where it comes up and it looks like it was injured, and then it grew on up. This was a very combative buck. We have a bow hunter extraordinaire here, Eric Miller from Ypsilanti, hunting what county?
Washtenaw County.
Man, look at these racks. They look like they're related. No? Well, actually, this has sort of split brow tines, and this one just has big, massive brow tines. But they sure look like the same coloration. Well, what's the scoop on these?
They shot the 11 point on October 3rd, about 7:30 in the morning. And the 10 point I shot November 2nd, around 7:30 in the morning. Same area, different trees.
Man. This is a Baraga County buck, way up in the western end, northwestern end of the UP. This was a 9-pointer, 18-inch spread, tall tines. Gary Westerholm from Brighton got this, but apparently the gene pool there is still alive, huh?
Very much alive.
We'll bring up that other one you got, what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago from the same spot.
I'll be darned. Which one? Is this one a little bigger?
Yes.
Man, they're very similar, though. Woody Ball from Shepherd got this. Look at this, a, what, 11 point?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice buck, 8-inch tines, 20.5-inch spread, so it qualifies on 2 counts. Little fork there in the brow tine, and that one looks like it got chipped somehow. But it's a heavy rack. It's a heavy rack. You don't normally see racks that heavy from Clare County, do you?
This is my first buck I've ever got.
We hunted with you before, huh, Jay?
Yes, we have.
Up at the Mike Cell Ranch.
Yes, we have.
And in Clare. This is a Clare County buck, 11 point. It's kind of interesting with the forks there. I don't remember when we were up there that there were bucks this big running around.
There weren't, Fred.
What changed?
The new restriction for 6 points and larger the last couple of years, ongoing program.
So that's what you do right there on your private land?
It's been first class.
Boy, I tell you, that's a dandy. Clare County. And we have here Keith Middendorf from Granville.
That's right.
An Allegan County buck. And how big is it?
23 quarter outside.
Outside, okay. Yeah. You went by the spread before the tines.
Yeah.
Or the points.
Yeah, he's got 11.5-inch tine and 27-inch long main beams.
Man. But you're most impressed with the spread?
Just that I got him.
Well, very
most
good.
Impressed with that.
Very good, Keith. Congratulations. Oh, wow. Livingston County.
Yes, sir.
And you're Bruce Pollum?
Yes, sir.
From Howell. Check it out. Man, this is a massive rack.
19 points.
19 points. Brow tines, palmation. That's wild. You
It's
got
my
that
first deer.
Your ever?
Yes.
Didn't it scare the daylights out of you when it came through the woods?
Oh, yeah. I was pretty excited.
You know, that's also a tall rack, too.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting characteristics. Bruce Pollum from Howell, thank you. Congratulations. And we have Mike Justin from Horton,
Michigan,
Jackson County buck. Boy, this is a heavy beam baby, isn't it?
Yes.
How wide is it?
23.5 inches.
Man. 10 points, 10-inch tines, qualifies for a Marbles Award on all counts. Congratulations there, Mike.
Yes, thank you very much.
Outstanding. Way to go. And we have here Joe Desjardins II. How old are you?
14.
First year of gun hunting, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And you got this in Lapeer County. You know this baby qualifies in all respects. Here it has 10 points, 10-inch tines. How wide?
24 inches.
That is wild. And look at these two little interesting tines up there. Well, you might get a bigger one. So you might
I'm
not.
hope so.
Okay, well, good luck, Joe.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, from the young guy to the old bearded Ray Palmer.
Yeah.
And you got one with a colossal spread on it.
Yep, 23 and 3/4.
And this is another Eaton County buck. I think
Yeah.
Eaton County has really turned out the biggest ones this year. The tine length?
This one's 13, over 13 and 1/8, I think.
Man.
And this one's only 12.
Absolutely colossal.
But it's
Congratulations.
good for an 8-point.
Oh, you're darn good for an 8-point. It's huge. And this one's an 11-point. Okay, this is not a Michigan deer, is it?
No, it's not.
But you're from Madison Heights.
Yes.
Curtis Dahlstrom.
Yes.
And you got this
My biggest buck, I had to show it off. Wherever I got it from.
wherever. Adams, Illinois.
Yeah, yep, Adams County, Boone and Crockett, 179.
Wow, 28
28.
inch spread. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Curtis. Thanks for bringing that Illinois buck up. Back to Michigan buck, Hillsdale County. Well, here's another one. Real white rack, Randy Muck from Pittsford. What's the spread on this?
24 and 3/8.
Man, that is incredible. Real white racks down there. I think Hillsdale is one of the counties, that and Lenawee County.
Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you. A 15-pointer with a 24-inch spread. Oh, look at this. Yo. Boy, that's a heavy one. That is really heavy. And you are Steve Williams from Vicksburg.
Yep.
And, oh, I feel a hole under there. Look at that. A hole in that rack. And it has tines coming off in every direction.
16.
16 points, 24-inch spread, 12-inch tines. How many years you been hunting, Steve?
4 years.
4 years, you son of a gun. Let's, you know, I can't hardly get enough of looking at that. I just don't know what to say. You did an outstanding job.
Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, I remember Mr. Mattern here, Tim Mattern from the buck pole.
Pleased to meet you.
This, you know, I couldn't tell on the buck pole, but that's a tall rack too.
Yep.
That has a lot of height from there to there,
Yep.
which is one measurement that,
Good symmetry.
yes, it
Really
does.
good symmetry.
Very symmetrical. Jackson County buck.
Jackson County, right.
Opening day, 21 and 1/8 with 11.5-inch tines.
Right.
Well, it was good seeing you at the buck pole, and it's neat seeing
Good seeing you again, too.
seeing it here. Well, thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
And, oh, holy cow. Ron Miller from Jackson. This is a massive rack. Bill Yoder was sorting these out and thought that it looks bigger than the numbers say.
Right.
Because it's really, now that
Yeah,
is one
it's-
measurement around there that is
Yes.
taken. Brow tines, look at that.
By the way, we weighed this. It weighs 6.64 ounces on a digital scale.
6 pounds,
6 pounds, 0.64.
I'll be darned. I'm glad you
6
did.
pounds.
Now we've established
My son did that.
6 pounds. Yeah, that is one heavy baby.
Yep.
Well, that's great. You live in Stockbridge.
Correct.
And you got this down in Jackson. One more time, 10 points, 23
Yes,
and a
sir.
half inch, 11, almost 12-inch tines.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Ron. And coming up here, what is this story?
Well, it's two buddies hunting for a lot of years, and we had some does come in, and I took a doe, whistled for my buddy, and he came over, and he says, "Where'd they come from?" I pointed, and I said, "Well, don't move." I said, "There's the buck coming in right behind the does." And he come marching in, and Dale took the first shot and put him down. I went over and started counting and leaned back at Dale and says, "Hey, you don't know what we got here, buddy."
Yeah, this is...
And the deer got up and knocked me over, knocked me down. We thought he was dead, but he wasn't. I kicked him twice, and he come to. And then we both ended up shooting him.
Look at this. Look at the hole in there. Bill Yoder says that can be an injury. He just told me a few minutes ago, an injury when it's in velvet and it gets a blood clot in there.
Right.
And then it grows around it.
Well, they were also telling us it's possible that some insect laid eggs in there.
Yeah, I don't know about that insect story. It
Yeah.
sounds good, but
Right.
you know, now fork tines. So, who keeps it at the house?
We're not worried about that. We're buddies.
Your buddies?
Yep. We're hunting together for 18 years, and we're going to remain friends.
This is
Whatever it takes.
outstanding. Outstanding. A great big buck night. This, in many people's minds, I guess would be the biggest, but so many of them are huge.
They were all big.
Certainly is unique. Well, guys,
A lot of
thank you
nice
very
racks.
much. And you
Thank
are
you. My
Don
name's
Ludman?
Don Ludeman.
Ludeman from Armada?
Dale Ostrander. I'm from Armada. He's from Bruce Township.
Well, very good.
Thank you.
Well, that's Big Buck Night. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the show. Big Buck Night 2000 has been brought to you by Pilgrim's Village, Cadillac Tire, Widener Ford, Heritage Equipment, Owen Soft Water, and Coyle's Restaurant.